This is not only because we care about the well-being of medical professionals, but if they go down, then our capability to respond to this crisis is significantly diminished. The pharmaceutical industry must be told in no uncertain terms that the medicines that they manufacture for this crisis will be sold at cost. This is not the time for price gouging or profiteering. The coronavirus is already causing a global economic meltdown, which is impacting people throughout the world and in our own country. And it is especially dangerous for low-income and working-class families, people who today, before the crisis, are struggling economically. Instead of providing more tax breaks to the top 1% and large corporations, we need to provide economic assistance to the elderly, and I worry very much about elderly people in this country today, many of whom are isolated, many of whom do not have a lot of money. We need to worry about those who are already sick. We need to worry about working families with children, people with disabilities, the homeless, and all those who are vulnerable. We need to provide, in that context, emergency unemployment assistance to anyone in this country who loses their job through no fault of their own. Right now, 23% of those who are eligible to receive unemployment compensation do not receive it. Under our proposal, everyone who loses a job must qualify for unemployment compensation at least 100% of their prior salary, with a cap of $1,150 a week or $60,000 a year. In addition, those who depend on tips, and the restaurant industry is suffering very much from the meltdown, those who depend on tips, gig workers, domestic workers, and independent... Yeah, I'm just watching his address to the nation about coronavirus shit. I'm almost done. For the income that they lose during this crisis. I'll get to editing pretty soon. We need to make sure that the elderly, people with disabilities, yeah, the stream did just start, and families with children have access to nutritious food. That means expanding the Meals on Wheels program. It means expanding the school lunch program and SNAP so that no one goes hungry during this crisis, and everyone who cannot leave their home can receive nutritious meals delivered directly to where they live. We need also, in this economic crisis, to place an immediate moratorium on eviction. Andrew Yang's a dumb shit. And on utility yeah. Or, I mean, he might not be dumb. He's an asshole, though. During this crisis. Yeah. Like, I love how people are defending his endorsement for Joe Biden, being like, oh yeah, because he said he would endorse the winner. It's like, well, the race is still fucking going. You're not endorsing the winner. You're trying to influence who the winner is. Right? That's fucked up. Like, there's no fucking way in hell that Joe Biden's policies and politics are remotely similar to Andrew Yang's compared to Bernie's, at least what the guy said, right? At least what Andrew Yang claims his actual policies are. Joe Biden is miles away, whereas Bernie is pretty close, right? Your number one platform was basic income. Bernie's policies are a step towards basic income. Joe Biden's are not anywhere close to basic income, right? Medicare for all is closer to basic income than not Medicare for all. So what the fuck, Andrew Yang? You sold out. He sold out. I wonder if he was offered like a VP slot or some shit. Yeah. It's literally just a coordinated fucking over of Bernie Sanders. Pisses me off. Electricity, heat, and air conditioning. We need to construct emergency... There's only a couple minutes left in this. Sure that the homeless, survivors of domestic violence, and college students quarantined off campus are able to receive the shelter, the health care, and the nutrition they need. We need to provide emergency lending to small and medium-sized businesses to cover payroll.
What's funny is, like, Hillary Clinton is, like, out from the woodworks again. She's on Twitter. She's like, fucking Trump. She didn't say fucking Trump. She said, free testing for everyone, blah, blah, blah. Transparency. These are the things the president should be doing right now, but isn't. Trying to imply, like, we would have had that if you would have voted for me. Maybe, like, you weren't pro Medicare for all or anything. So Trump is issuing, like, an executive order in like an emergency thing right now, and he's apparently going to be giving free testing, which is exactly what you would have done, right? And the one candidate that actually would have been proactive about this was Bernie Sanders, and you fucked him out of the primary. You literally rigged the whole thing. That's why you lost. That's why Bernie Sanders lost. So don't go fucking crying, pretending like, oh no, you should have voted for me. That was your fault. I hate you, Hillary Clinton. Sorry, I'm going to watch this.
New construction of manufacturing facilities and production of emergency supplies such as masks and ventilators. A very serious problem right now.
Man, everybody thought I was crazy when I panic bought all my shit a month ago. I got masks. I got, like, a fucking air concentrator. I got gloves. I got a shit ton of Lysol. I got my fucking toilet paper. I got canned food. I got fucking everything, man. I acted way sooner than anybody else, and now everybody's trying to do the same thing, and nobody can.
In the midst of this crisis.
But the bad news is I have a bunch of roommates, 2 of which are going to Seattle this weekend. So I might be fucked either way. But at least I can quarantine myself if I get sick.
Here is the bottom line. And that bottom line is that in the midst of this unprecedented moment,
Oh, shit.
we need to listen.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it looks like Scoot's wrestling shows are canceled until further notice, actually. Which is good for me, because then I can still stream with him. And not fucking be paranoid. So, yay, Scoot's staying on the stream. Otherwise, like, if he went to another wrestling show in Seattle on Friday, I'd be like, maybe wait like a week and then stream, sort of thing. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, when my roommates come back from Seattle this weekend, I'm gonna try and be like, hey, is that your last trip for a while? You know?
To the scientists, to the researchers, to the medical folks, not to politicians. We need an emergency response to the current emergency, and we need it immediately. We need more doctors and nurses in underserved areas. We need to make sure that workers who lose their jobs in this crisis receive the unemployment assistance they need. And in this moment, we need to make sure that in the future, after this crisis is behind us, we build a healthcare system that makes sure that every person in this country is guaranteed the healthcare that they need. Thank you all very much.
All right. Shit's getting real, boys. Shit's getting real in a way where, like, I was like telling my parents and shit like a month ago, because they're still in the States. They're still in the fucking States. I was telling my parents like a month ago, like, hey, coronavirus, look it up. They were like, eh. And now finally today, like, I'm on the phone with them. They're like, oh yeah, it's actually real. Oh yeah, this is a big deal, isn't it? So, yeah, America's fucked right now. And that's where my roommates are visiting, is America. Do I have any money in the stock market? A little bit. I don't think it matters if it gets evaporated. It really doesn't. I don't think that matters at all. Like, you shouldn't put money in the stock market that is not extra money. Yeah, I saw the Kimba out of context account, and I was kind of disappointed because it was like the 1993 redub and not the actual 1965 show. Oh yeah, there's a thing I need to download for this review. Is Kimba the oldest anime I've watched? I don't know. Maybe, probably. Yeah, here we are. Close all those tabs, damn. What's funny is, like, I don't know, a week ago I went through them and closed all the ones that I could, and these are still the ones that are open. When I have so many tabs open, it's usually because I'm working on a review and they're all things that I need to like be able to access anyway. Why would I close them only to have to find the link and search for things and open them again when I need them as a reference? That's stupid. Don't fucking tell me what to do. You're dumb. All right. .mov. And I guess I can move it there. All the fucking screenshots on my desktop are all for the Kimba video also. They'll be cleaned as soon as that's done. All right, that's good. And then... I don't want to get sick with the coronavirus. And I hope... See, here's what makes this really fucking difficult. Is I'm in a situation where I'm very tempted to, like, take initiative and, like, talk with my roommates and be like, hey guys, like, we need to be more socially distant, right? We can, like, just keep it us in the house. 2 of you can work from home if you request it from work. You just have to be, like, persistent enough, sort of thing. And I really want to do that, but then it's like, am I even allowed to say that? Because, like, my parents are coming at, like, the end of the month, and they're coming right from the States. I don't know what the fuck my parents are going to plan on doing when they're here. Are they just going to hang out, like, in a campground and quarantine themselves for, like, 2 weeks and then see me? Like, what's their fucking plan? And it's not even like, oh yeah, I'm afraid of catching it from them. I'm afraid that I might already have it and give it to them, right? So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Like, I'm gonna see them, but am I gonna have to piss off my mom and say, like, don't kiss me?
Have fun, son. All
Like,
right.
don't fucking hug me. Don't touch me, mom. Am I gonna have to, like, piss her off? It's really frustrating. And then, like, because of that, you know, them coming at the end of the month, I don't really have, like, a leg to stand on if I'm gonna, like, start criticizing the other people in my house. Because that's also a big risk that I've apparently, you know, decided is worth taking at the moment. Maybe, I don't know. It's just frustrating. Just piss them off for their safety? Yeah, I might. Like, I'm gonna have to start keeping tabs on, like, who's in the house and shit. All right. converted. MOV file. I'll show you the screen in a second here. Breathing in the same room will spread it. So is it confirmed that it's airborne right now? Is that like, I heard that it was, but like, why did it take so long for that to be
Visit the Susie.
like, yeah, like why did it take so long for people to come to that conclusion? I thought it was just droplets. Now it's airborne. MREs? I don't know what an MRE is. Yeah, it's a type of flu. You can't just brush it off by saying it's just the flu. I don't think anybody buys that anymore. Like, you can say that, but I don't think anybody buys that anymore. Like, Italy's getting fucked right now. Yeah, it's also like 30 times more deadly and a significant amount more contagious. It's not just like contagious because the human body has never seen it before, right? Regardless of why it's more contagious, it makes it more dangerous, right? It's not 30 times more deadly. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure the numbers that are available would say that. When you go from like 0.1% to 3%, I'm pretty sure that's 30 times. I'm pretty sure that's 30. Sorry. Yeah, Justin Trudeau's wife has it. Tom Hanks has it. All right, I'm going to start editing shit. Most cases reported from China and deaths. Yeah, well, we also have news from like Italy now. We also have news from other countries. Seems pretty in line. Pretty sure the numbers in Italy are consistent. Italy's like fucked right now. I don't know if you've been paying attention. All right, so we have that footage in here now, and I guess I can... No, yeah, well, you have parents too, right? You have parents too. Like, you can't just brush it off and be like, oh yeah, boomers are gonna die, haha. Like, I like Bernie Sanders. I don't hate Tom Hanks, even if he's not the best actor, right? Like, as much as the world desperately needs a population decline right now, I don't want like a bunch of people to just get sick and die miserably. Yeah, like parents and grandparents, you know, like it's you can't just brush it off like that. Yeah, your mom recovering from chemo? I've got an aunt that's going through chemo right now. I've got an aunt that's going through chemo. I know a few people that are HIV positive that have compromised immune systems. One of my best friends has lupus. I don't know what that would do to her. You know, it's not just about like me who might be compromised because I have asthma and I vape, and who knows how my body would react to it. It's not just about me. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where the hospitals are overwhelmed, which is what's been happening in every country that's had it blow up, basically, to the point where they're like, okay, we have to quarantine. Like Italy. The reason why they started quarantining is because their hospitals were overwhelmed. Like, they don't have enough beds, they don't have enough equipment. So I disagree with it just being like, oh, whatever. It's just the flu. I completely disagree with that, and I don't think that I am unjustified for disagreeing with that. Have I tried to stop vaping? Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if vaping does negatively impact the lungs, especially if it's just a Juul and not like a big cloud machine. And if I were to stop now, if I get it in like 2 weeks, I'm not confident that like my lungs will be any different than they were 2 weeks before. Like, I don't feel like my lungs are unhealthy. Like, I do my exercise stream every few days. I don't get like wildly out of breath or anything while I'm burning like 500 calories. So if vaping was causing an issue, I think I would know about it, but who knows? What if it contains nicotine? Yeah, it contains small amounts of nicotine. Is it safer to go outside when it's raining? I don't fucking know. 100% to 1 million subscribers. Well, we did. Well, we did it. Well, we did it, guys. We're only 50% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this. This is funny. To 1 million. Well, we did it, guys. We're only 50% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make. Now, I didn't really want to. Now, I didn't really. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than a. Now, I didn't really want to. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot. Like somebody forgot. Distance. Like somebody. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I like somebody forgot to acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost number in existence. Like somebody forgot than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody for instance, like existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I should have. I almost feel like I. Oh yeah, I was gonna copy over the. Is it gonna be another YMS like your past Frozen vid, or is this gonna be like a thoughts on video? It's gonna be like a review dash YMS, if that makes sense.
Well, we did it, guys. We're only 50% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering. Now, I didn't really want. Now, I didn't really want to make a video. Now, I didn't really want to.
For the YMS Frozen one, I used most of the audio from the original and then just replaced words. I re-recorded this whole one this time because I actually want to bring the music volume down. And that's why I did it.
Make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I should have made a happy 2017 video or something. Hi, welcome to my channel.
Yeah, it's slightly off. I was a bit faster in the other one.
Video or some Hi, shit. Welcome to my channel.
Some shit. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation than to finally getting around to reviewing the movie that nobody has seen. Frozen. What is Markiplier's take? He has seen Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Frozen. Well, we did it. Well, we did it, guys. We're only. Now, I didn't really want. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel. I'm just going to be using a lot of the same visuals.
I almost feel like I should have made a happy 92,817 video or some shit. Hi, welcome to my. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still. My channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do a channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation than to finally getting around to reviewing the movie that nobody and their grandmother has been telling me to review.
All right. So I'm going to replicate these visuals here.
Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation.
All right, let's see. There are 0 deaths reported of children under 10 years old. Yeah, it affects adults more than it affects children. Why is the audio doubled? Because I'm... You must not be a real fan. I'm recreating the audio from one of my older videos as a meme. Because I did it before also, and I do it with every milestone. Yeah, I'll still do the Blu-ray collection video. I'm not going to do it like immediately after 1 million subscribers. Perhaps next month? Oh, does it not even... Oh, it shows it there now. I guess I can't even... Tools, developer tools. Here we are. How do I inspect element? Or how do I inspect that bulge? Can someone just... Another free Prime subscription after linking your account? You have the Prime sub badge thing before your username. What do you mean by another? I don't know what you mean. What is cinematography? It's a combination. It's basically the visual language of a film. So how things are shot. So it can mean lighting. So like a cinematographer would be mostly responsible for lighting, but they can also be responsible for like lenses and like framing, or like camera movement, depending on how much control the director already has over those things and what kind of input they have over those things. So usually when I'm talking about cinematography, I'm talking about like the visuals of a shot and just how the film is presented instead of just you can say the basics of like, this is what happened in the scene, but cinematography is talking about how it was presented in that scene from the language of like the camera, basically. But yeah, depending on which film, a cinematographer might only really be responsible for the lighting. Yeah. They sell tomato sauce on Amazon too.
Hope you're doing well and not too panicked about the coronavirus. Also, are you a fan of Elliott Smith?
Thank you, James Head. I've heard a bit of Elliott Smith. I wouldn't call myself a fan, not because I think it's bad, but because I haven't heard a lot of it. Holy shit! Just the one image in the thread of the guy with like 50 stacks of Costco toilet paper. Like, that guy's selling it. That's not for him. He's selling it. What an asshole. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to think here. So what I want to do, I could just look it up on Google, I guess. Yeah. All right. How to...
Yeah, my belly feels great.
All I want is to hear the guy from American Movie react to COVID.
But why? Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know which guy you're talking about. I was about to say, but why? But then I was like, oh yeah, that would be pretty good. Drop down and then more tools, developer tools. Let's see. Why is this different? This used to be so much easier. There we are. Elements. Oh, Skank Hunt 420. That's a cyberbully reference, isn't it? I feel like I've had this revelation before. Or what was that from? Was it cyberbully or something else? South Park. Never mind.
There he is.
Thank you. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to edit the part here where it says 999,000 subscribers, and I see inspect element, but I don't really trying to figure out what to do from this point. Because I'm trying to make this video before I hit 1 million. But I want to include the screenshot of 1 million. Yeah, I clicked on the sub count and I still... Oh, HTML maybe? Click on HTML. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Found it. Edit as HTML. There we are. I found it. What if I never get to 1 million? Then I won't release the video, I guess. I made like 15,000 subs in the past 28 days. So I'm assuming I'll hit it in like a day or two.
Have fun, son. All right.
That's a pretty funny emote edit, isn't it? I guess so. Hold on while I just edit this fucking page here. Where did I get that shirt? A cool boy got it for me. I think it was from Redbubble. I'm just trying to think of something funny to change it to. I already got a screen cap of like 999k plus 1k subscribers, and that was kind of funny, but I'm trying to think of something else to put in to edit it to. I could say like I'm the Joka baby. Nah, I'm the Joka baby doesn't work. All right, let's see. Let's see what else I can put here. The thumbnail for the 2020 Oscars videos? Yeah, I thought I did a good job with that. All right, and then I'm gonna do one more. I changed one to oh whoa, what's this? All right, and then where's my? There it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I made the edits there, and I will. I will BRB because I gotta pee. BRB.
Have fun, son. All right.
Hello. I was making a drink and getting a snack. All right. Then I found out I was the snack. All right. So we got 9,900,000 plus 1,000. Which, if we take the opacity down, you can kind of see how it was like in the other video. Try to match it as much as possible. Although the layout has changed, so let's not use that as a reference. So let's just start here and then copy the attributes and paste them onto these clips, and then I guess we can kind of see which ones are funnier. So I have at least 4 subscribers is one potential. And we have oh whoa, what's this? Which furry bait, obviously. And then we have 99K subscribers plus 1K subscribers. Do we have a vote on which one I should? We have 99K plus 1K. We have oh whoa, what's this? And then we have at least 4 subscribers. Those are the options here. Do we have any suggestions in chat between those 3? At least 4? Okay. I'm going to go with that one. It's not untrue. Then we put some markers here. Then we see
1 million subscribers.
then we want to put some markers here, which happens automatically when I start to move shit. And then we go like this. We make it linear, because otherwise it's stupid and it looks like shit, and I don't know why linear is not the default.
Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video.
All right, this one's good.
Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially
So now I need to go to my Reddit and see if there's a post talking about my million sub thing. Just to stay true to the... Is there not an option in FCPX Deep in the settings to make linear default? As far as I know, no. And I'm pretty sure I've thoroughly tried to research this shit and figure out if that's the case, because it's ridiculous. Is my subreddit anywhere near as bad as H3's? No, not at all. My subreddit's fucking awesome. I love my subreddit. I'm very active in my subreddit. I got some good shit in there. I'm a mod, you know? Did I hear about Trudeau? Yeah. He's very young. I don't expect him to die from the coronavirus or anything. So it'd be weird. Donald Trump, however, that might happen. All right. Oops. And then we take that, and then we take this, and then we go like this, and then we go like like, I don't know, like halfway. Then we delete that. Oh shit. Rasterize. There we go. And then we go like this, and then we go like this, and then we go like that, and then we line it up so that there. Now we have one long image that was too big to screen cap. And then we go like this, and then we crop it. And then we go like that, and then we go like that, and then we go like, might as well save. Oh, I guess it wants me to save as anyway. And we can go like this, go like this. You can make it basically the same. And then we go like this. And then we go down.
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially.
Let's go not as far down.
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering.
Let's compare that to the old one.
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering.
Yeah, this one's going a lot slower.
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does.
Oops.
Now, I didn't really want. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does not.
Yeah, I can't do it that fast.
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially.
What the fuck, FCPX? Literally 2 points. Why the fuck would you do that bullshit between 2 points? What was that?
Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that.
Like, holy shit, you're so stupid. Am I gonna do a Bloodborne playthrough at some point? Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally. Praise. I almost feel like I should have made. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation is seen Frozen. Yep. In Frozen. Frozen.
And then, what is that song called? I have to go back into my... Why don't I use Avid or more standard programs? What? I don't know what you mean by more standard programs. That tiny annoyance about it not automatically doing linear unless I ask it is not worth the amount of time that I would spend longer on using another software that doesn't have the hotkeys that I want to make my videos. A lot of these video softwares are really good for like making movies and other shit, but for the type of videos that I make, it's really, really like efficient. Anyway, oh yeah, I have to find that song. There it is, the last one.
Is a thriller from the UK that won. Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I should have made a happy 92,817 video or some shit. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation than to finally getting around to reviewing the movie that nobody has seen, Frozen. Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I should have made a happy 92,817 video or some shit. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation than to finally getting around to reviewing the movie that nobody has seen, Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Seen Frozen. Seen Frozen. Yep.
Well, this one's from 2000. So technically, the chronological order that I've released my videos in of Frozen have been in order of their release backwards. So I started with the 2013 Frozen, then I did 2010. Now this one's 2005, and there's actually another film from 1996 called Frozen. So who knows? I might cover that one day. If we get 5 mil or something. Oh yeah, and there's another one. There's another one that I couldn't find. Or maybe I found a download for it. I don't remember. Let's see. There's a film called The Frozen from 2012 that I haven't seen. That looks bad.
You're gonna love it, I promise.
All they wanted
We just head 9-10 miles that way. We can see the whole valley from there.
was to be by themselves. But out here, they're not alone.
This is The Frozen. I couldn't find a DVD copy.
Just give me a second, okay?
I think I just saw somebody.
Hey, we crashed our snowmobile. We need some help.
Why is he just looking at us like that? Is it that guy?
Just stay here. I'll be right back.
This looks funny. Probably should have watched this one.
Are you okay?
This looks so funny. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing for my 5 mil. Maybe 2 mil.
The Frozen.
Okay. Yeah, so... Anyway, I've already watched this one. I've already recorded my review, so... This is what we're doing. Frozen, 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 The Frozen and Frozen.
Festival. It's got a lot of bad. It's got a lot. Festival. It's got a lot of bad. It's got a lot of. As the main character is.
God damn it! What are you doing?
As the main character. Cameras. The main character is.
So yeah, this was like a really fucking like.
Freezer. Good night. And then her friend.
This review is like a really lazy one in comparison to my other reviews. Usually, there's not that much research I can do on it. It's from 2005. Nobody saw it, so there's not like DVD commentary, bunch of bullshit I can look up about it. And honestly, it's not even a movie where like it's not something I'm like super passionate about. It's just a dumb bad movie, right?
And then we get to
And so like recording this review today, all I was thinking was like, man,
stay. Maybe it also
if every single one of my reviews was this lazy, I'd get out a lot more content.
because you can always.
And what's weird about it is like some people can't even fucking tell the difference, and it's almost kind of discouraging in a way. That like this is gonna be a funny video. I'm making fun of it. I'm going through the footage as it's happening, sort of thing. I'm calling out things that are bad about it. And it seems like there's a lot of people that consume this type of content that can't tell the difference between something like this and something like my Old Boy review, which is like super, super thorough and researched and like thoughtful, in my opinion. And like the Kimba and Lion King ones coming up are also thorough and researched and thoughtful. But I think that there's people out there that can tell the difference and they appreciate me. And I think that's why I have such a good support on Patreon. I think that's why I have like a really active fan base and subreddit, is because there are people that can tell the difference.
This film, since this movie is called Frozen,
But yeah, this is just like a bullshit funny one.
I guess we get a lot of.
It's not something I spent months on.
And the characters.
I watched it like
And the characters.
2 days ago. And I recorded it, and that's
and
it.
Shit. So she goes to the. So she tries. Coded? So she plays it on.
Yeah, mostly just like explaining what happens in the movie while criticizing it as it's going along. Thank you, James Head. I appreciate it very much.
Years ago. Zoom enhance feet. 2 feet, please. Please. So then she stands in. Back. So then they go digging. What? Then we learn that the council. What? Then we learn that.
No, but I'm going to include the same shot of Tarantino that I put in my 2019 Oscar video. So if anybody wants to find the timestamp for that while I'm doing this, that would be helpful.
And it's very sad. Then she talks with.
Is it odd how many people aside from Adam don't show how much they're making? Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can change that setting somewhere. I don't know why I wouldn't show how much I'm making. I'm like proud of the people that support me and how many people I have supporting me,
It's very Frozen. Then she goes back.
So I made the same joke and I said 2 feet, please, when I'm talking about Quentin Tarantino and his peace sign. Somewhere in my 2019 Adam and Pals Oscars video. I'm going to reuse that clip.
Camera. I'm assuming the.
And I'm going to have to find it unless one of you find it for me.
Security camera. I'm assuming the direct.
So it's just a time save sort of thing. If you don't have to.
It's all just.
But.
Word. Then we're back. The plot. She sees her sister. The plot. She sees her sister in the. And I guess up until this point, I assume.
And there's also not just like the fact that people can't tell the difference. Like some people can't tell the difference between like something that took a lot of time and something that was just charted out, basically. And it's like, yeah, it's still a funny video. Like people will enjoy watching it. Like I can be funny. It's still content that I enjoy, but where do you send fan art? I don't know, probably just post it on my subreddit. I check my subreddit.
And I guess then she's back.
But yeah, not only like do some people not are not like able to tell the difference, but like there's also like other channels on YouTube that do nothing but like really low effort content, and they're really successful too, but
It's really weird, and it's the same. She is now convinced. She is now convinced. She is now convinced. Same. She is now convinced.
but yeah,
Facility. Then she goes back.
I want to like
Facility. Then she goes back.
I want to get back to like my Kimba stuff, right? And Lion King stuff and my music video stuff. So it would be stupid to like do like a full giant review.
It's real. Then he starts spouting off on a bunch. And how can you forget something? Then she has a chat with. Then she has a. Add in. Then we're in church. Then we're in church, and it turns out that. Then we're in church, and he's also and then they get the tape. Clearer. It's Ani. Those are her eyes. Shut up. You're. Shut up. You're.
Like, I'm glad that it's really easy for me to be funny.
Gives you. So then she goes back to the spot and. You. So then she goes back. You. So then she goes back to the spot. Beach. Then she sees her. Beach. Then she sees her sister. Back to the beach. Then she sees her sister and she runs.
Have I ever thought of having Scoot on Sardonicast and watch and discuss The Wrestler? That would be an interesting one. Yeah, I can have Scoot on Sardonicast at some point.
Okay, I'm done. So then she goes to church. Okay, I'm done. So then she goes to church. Done. So then she goes to church to show the counselor. Isn't it? She probably should have just to you because right away he to you because right away he you because right away he's like, nah, you're like to you because right away he's Bible. This is basically what you're busy. Then she goes to the diner and then she goes to around. Then she talks with this asshole and around. Then she talks with it. Thank you. Then she goes back to her. It feels like I'm. Then she's like, you know that time. And the counselor's like, oh, I guess this means she won. And the counselor's minutes. He apparently did not comment at all. This scene goes on. Awkward. Then the counselor have a wife. Then they're in the diner.
I gotta pee again. Sorry, hold on. I'll be quick. Does heroin make you pee? I thought it made you constipated.
I still have a wife. Then they're in the diner and the girl gets very mad and she's like, you have a wife? I thought I
It was, I think I just drink a lot.
was your wife. Then she goes back. Trucks? Then she talks with this guy and then is ooh, fishies. Cheese. Then she meets cheese. Then she meets up. I forgot I had a wife. Kissy, kiss. Nuzzle. Then she goes back. Nuzzle. Then she goes back. Damn it. And then she's back on me, damn it. And then she's back at the beach.
Does coming make you pee? I don't know. I guess. Which review I'm most proud of? Depends what I'm looking for. Right now, I mean, I'm probably the most proud of the Old Boy one. I think that one came together really well. I really enjoy the part in my Frozen review in part 2 where I like completely dismantled the science behind what the director's claims are. There's a lot of really funny edits in the amusement video. There's a lot of good stuff.
Well, time to leave, I guess. Then she goes back.
Yeah, the unfriended ones, the editing's pretty good.
And ice. Then the counselor. Then the counselor goes. Yes. Then she's looking at the tape. Yes. Then she's looking at. Here. Then she leaves and he's. Doing here. Then she leaves and. Home. Then she calls the police. An emergency. Then she's like, whatever. It's probably. Be fine. Then we get a butt shot of. Goes to the door. The guy starts talking. Stop being mean. Then she makes a phone. Bye-bye. So now she's in the. Bye-bye. So now she's in. Baby face. Oh no. Baby face. Oh no, it's John Travolta. Help. Wait a minute. Travolta, help. Wait a minute, this is. Help. Wait a minute, this is the. Earrings. So then this guy shows up and he's him one of my earrings. So then this guy shows up. My earrings. So then this guy shows up and he. So then this guy. Bad guy now. Oh no! Oh! So then we get this. Oh! So then we get this. And then she makes it to the other side. Oh! It all makes. Oh! It all makes sense now. Now. Oh! Oh. So then this guy. So then this guy. Sense at all. Hey, remember all this roll? Sense at all. Hey, remember all this? God, this means something. Sleep. Good night. Oh shit, special features. Okay. Pictures. Okay. Okay. If you were gonna talk. Okay. If you were gonna talk. Okay. If you were gonna talk. Okay, whatever. Anyway, that pretty much sums up. Whatever. Anyway, that pretty much was like. It was kind of funny. But was like. It was kind of. Dumb. I would not recommend. Got him. Anyway, thank you guys so much. It is Thank you so much for your subscribers. Thank you so much for Thank you so much. Patreon. Right now I'm working on
Uh-oh, Frozen.
6. So yeah, stay Part 6. So yeah, stay tuned. There's enjoy it. Thank you all so much for your enjoy it. Thank you all so much.
All right, we got all this trimmed down. Now we want to... $28.34 in the Oscars video. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Oscars.
Is this the Oscar?
One other category.
Score?
Best pick. But he's a 60s guy now.
What he's really saying is 2 feet, please.
Thank you.
Downloading Oscars video now. Ugh. What is the video I'm editing? It's I'm reviewing Frozen. I don't know what Veronica is. Ugh. Ugh. I hope that's not the coronavirus. 210, so like 240. Oh, here it was. Oh.
Is 2 feet, please. Saying is 2 feet, please.
Thank you.
Am I gonna need more timestamps? I can't think of any right now, but thank you. I think that was the only one. Just because, yeah, those Oscars videos are pretty long.
In Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Frozen is a thriller. Frozen. Yep, there's a. Frozen. One. Frozen is a There's another one. Frozen is a thriller. There's another one. Frozen is a. There's another one. Frozen is a.
I don't give a shit if people do that to Spike Lee's movies. I'm not a vengeance-oriented person at all. I don't see it as productive. Yeah, I also caught Donkey's coronavirus video. And
In Frozen. Is seen Frozen. Is seen Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Yep. 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 Seen Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Frozen is.
Man, I'm so like, what's funny, like, yeah, this video probably isn't going to take a while. I'm probably going to be working on it like tomorrow. It's already like 11 p.m. I spent most of the day recording it. But still, just working on this makes me feel like so anxious to get back to the Kimba shit, because I was like on such a roll with it, but now it's like I'm hitting 1 million subscribers like right away, so it's like, ugh, I gotta take a tiny break away from this shit. Annoying. What's a good problem to have? Hitting 1 million subscribers? Yeah, just the video I'm making, I guess. Real first world problems here. I'm hitting 1 million subscribers.
Joe Biden. Chris Hansen here, Hansen versus Predators, potential Patrick Index with Chris Hansen. He's going through some transcripts. The question is, did you really think it was okay to sniff the hair of that young girl?
We're shooting a movie down there. What's up, everyone? Yeah, it's true. My parents got coronavirus.
Fuck, man. I'm fucking exhausted.
My name is Frank.
Oh, shit.
Hey, everybody. My name is Frankie McDonald. Here's my coronavirus warning. The coronavirus epidemic is just declared. The pandemic is just declared. I want everyone to wash your hands, brush your teeth, and buy a lot of hand sanitizers to protect yourself from coronavirus. I want everyone to be prepared because coronavirus can be really, really, really bad. I want everyone to stay protected. Don't go near anybody that has a coronavirus, or when they're coughing and sneezing, don't go near those people so you don't spread around. Some of the people may go into quarantine because of coronavirus outbreak. Be prepared. I want everyone, the whole world, to take care of yourself. Coronavirus can spread to Mars and any other planets as well.
Spread to
I'm
Mars?
Frankie McDonald.
I love you, Frankie. Fuck, Jagmeet. Jagmeet Singh is like posting that he might have the coronavirus. Literally 100% of Twitter is just coronavirus shit right now. The entirety of Twitter is just coronavirus. So Quiet Place 2 is postponed. Oh, is it Friday the 13th? Oh shit. It is in an hour for me. It's not that yet. Andrew Yang is so annoying now. I'll get back to editing in a second, sorry. I'm just like... Ugh. It's like recording that shit all day and I'm just like, ugh, you know. Alright. Ugh. Let's get back to it.
Thriller from the UK that won the Audience Award at the 2005 Commonwealth Film Festival.
But oh yeah, I should probably... Does the UK have a flag? It's the Union Jack. Is England's flag different? Oh. What? I don't live in the UK! When I look at the Union Jack, I think of England, right? I didn't know it was for all of the UK. I had no idea. Don't get pissy at me because I don't know the difference. Thoughts on Vosh? Pretty cool. I don't know. I haven't... Why is it trying to save this as a WebP? It says it's a PNG file. Sorry. I don't know. I've been watching his stuff recently. Can I just save it as a... What the fuck is this bullshit? I've been watching his stuff recently. He's an interesting character. I follow people that I find to be interesting. I think he throws around the word Nazi a little too often, and I'm not a huge fan on the whole comrade thing, but otherwise, you know, interesting stuff. I think he overinterpreted on that donkey video. I think if you're going into donkey videos and you start trying to extract politics from it, you're already kind of messing up a little. I think it wasn't even really, like, super conclusive by the end of it. It was like... I don't know. Yeah, I think you have to, at some point, understand that Donkey is just a memer. And that he's not necessarily trying to present a political side in his videos. And I can understand that some people see politics in everything, but there are some things that literally... even if they mention politics, are still not really political. Otherwise, I don't know, pretty cool stuff. I'm enjoying it for now. We'll see. Yeah, like there are no real political statements in Donkey videos for the most part, unless they're like explicit. If Donkey mentions like shows a tweet of people being like, white people, and then other people on the other side also complaining, he's not complaining about a political perspective. When he's showing those tweets, the point he's making is about how combative Twitter is. It's about how high energy and vitriolic a lot of the user base is on Twitter. I don't think it's taking a political perspective or saying this side is the correct side that I've shown in my video, sort of thing. So that's I think that as soon as you start going into Dunkey's videos, trying to extract that kind of thing from them, I think you've already kind of missed the point. But yeah, cool stuff. No issues with Vosh. Just some criticisms, I guess. But yeah. All right. So I found the UK flag. Yeah. I'm not sure I agree with him that PewDiePie is a Nazi. I think that's a little too far. I think when you say things like that, people outside of your subscriber base might not take you as seriously, sort of thing. Frozen is a thriller from the UK. Is a thriller from the UK that won the thriller from the UK that won the Audience Award at the 2005 Commonwealth Film Festival. It's got a lot. Is this an Oscars vid? Nope. Why does he say that PewDiePie is a Nazi? Because he said the N-word, because he featured Ben Shapiro on his channel, because he paid some Indian guys on Fiverr to make a joke saying that, like, exterminate the Jews or something, and he briefly shouted out ER in one of his videos where he was also shouting out like 200 other people or some shit. I don't know. Like, I can understand that, but I'm not sure I would be comfortable drawing that conclusion so easily, you know? His jacket with the Iron Cross, I don't know. Like, it would be really, really fucking stupid to come out and make that video and then have that as an intentional sort of, like, dog whistle to the alt-right. Because, like, what was that jacket supposed to be? Like, it was one where it was, like, the flag of Georgia or some shit. Like, it was something else. It wasn't, like, technically an Iron Cross. And PewDiePie wore that jacket and then claimed ignorance afterwards. If I saw that jacket, I wouldn't know what the fuck it is. Like, I'm not, like, a Nazi expert or anything. Georgian Cross or something? Yeah. So, like, I don't, like, I'm just as ignorant in that sense. So I'm, I guess, willing to believe that it would be a coincidence. And when you stack up all these other things, like, yes, it can paint kind of, like, a negative picture in that sense, but it would be... Here's my perspective. If PewDiePie aligns himself more conservatively than he used to, I don't think it's coming from any kind of, like, malicious place. I think that the initial incident in this whole scenario was him making that joke with the you know, the Fiverr guys saying death to the Jews, and then, like, maybe one other video where he, like, wore, like, a Nazi thing for a joke. When I saw him defend himself for those instances, when that became, like, a big meme thing and all that demonetization shit happened, I believed him for sure. And still do. Because, you know, there are points in my life where I thought Nazi jokes were funny. What he explained in his defense was the same position that I had, was that, oh, yeah, it's a joke because the entire concept of the joke is that it is edgy. It's supposed to be so ridiculous that you as the viewer are not supposed to believe that something so ridiculous would be a legitimate position that I, the creator, would have. So, he follows Stefan Molyneux. I follow a shit ton of like conservative alt-right people. That doesn't mean I agree with them. I also follow a shit ton of like commie or progressive or left-leaning, like tons. Like I watch mostly left-leaning content when it comes to like the political shit that I engage with. I don't think that a Twitter follow is necessarily an endorsement. But here's the thing. Here's the point that I was getting to, was the initial incident with the demonetization and the joke he made on Fiverr and like dressing up as like Hitler or something for a joke in his video. That caused a massive shitstorm. And what happened after that shitstorm? There were a bunch of people saying he should be canceled. There were a bunch of liberal articles trying to destroy his career. And who were the people that came to him in his defense? They were like Sargon and like Paul Joseph Watson and a bunch of like super conservative people, right? When literally everyone is attacking you, and then there are these conservatives that are like, hell yeah, he didn't mean that, or whatever, like defending him, that might influence him to either be more friendly towards conservatives or potentially, depending on the type of person he is, over time make his own views more conservative. So, like, I don't see, if he is like significantly more conservative than he used to be, I don't see that coming from any sort of like malicious place. I would rather assume ignorance over malice. Yeah, Jordan Peterson, that too. Yeah, and he said like he's made a couple of videos like where he like debunked the wage gap or whatever, talked about that. And so like, yeah, I can probably assume that he's not as liberal as he used to be. I don't think the guy's a Nazi. I don't think he's making dog whistles to the alt-right. Yeah, him featuring Ben Shapiro for the meme. Like, Ben Shapiro is a meme. I would never do that because I think that Ben Shapiro's views are kind of like abhorrent and like actually stupid. I wouldn't do that with my platform. But, I mean, like, as a hippie mentality kind of guy, you know, I could imagine someone else doing that and not seeing anything wrong with that. And I don't think that that is necessarily their own fault if they're not doing it in a malicious way. If they don't see anything wrong with that, then I don't see what good can come out of canceling them or writing them off as a person if they didn't understand that they were doing anything wrong, right? Anyway. Yeah, Stefan Molyneux is fucking stupid. Ben Shapiro's fucking stupid. Like, it's less of an issue to me, like the litmus test or the threshold that him as an individual would have for determining which people would be inappropriate to feature on his channel. My issue is more with the people featured on his channel themselves, not the fact that he featured them. Because you have to have, in order to get mad at PewDiePie over that, you would have to have, you would have to prove some sort of agency or prove some sort of intent from that, some sort of malicious intent. Reviewing the movie that nobody has seen, Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Frozen is a thriller from the UK that won the Audience Award at the 2005 Commonwealth Film Festival. It's got a lot of bad... All right. Audience Award at the 2005 Commonwealth Film Festival. It's got a lot of bad editing and the shots are poorly framed and nothing looks Commonwealth Film Festival. It's got a lot of bad editing and the shots are poorly framed. Editing and the shot the shots what if I did this? There we go. Bad editing and the shots are poorly framed and nothing looks aesthetically pleasing and nothing looks How am I dealing COVID-19 pandemic? Well, yeah, I mean, like, here's the fucking thing. Not to call PewDiePie, like, a massive idiot or anything, he's a super fucking nice guy. And, like, I've talked to him through Twitter DMs and shit many times. But I don't have very high expectations for people in terms of, like, their political awareness and their awareness of, like, their platform and I guess just, like, all of the things that I would consider if I were in that situation. I don't expect at all for the vast majority of people to consider those things. And so I have an issue with writing him off as a person because what YouTube has done, what the internet has done, is it's made celebrities out of just, like, regular people who, you know, as far as I know, like, he's pretty independent. Like, yeah, he makes bank, but he doesn't have, correct me if I'm wrong, but he doesn't have, like, agents and producers, like, fact-checking or proofreading or signing off on every one of his videos. He just, like, publishes them and posts them to the world, right? So, like, I don't have that expectation of most people at all. So I just, we're trying to set him to a standard that realistically, I mean, like, yeah, ideally the person with the most subscribers and influence as an individual on YouTube would have, but I think it's an unrealistic expectation, and it's just like a symptom of the internet, I guess. Yeah, I don't think Joe Rogan is alt-right propaganda either. Joe Rogan's a person that's just, like, trying to understand the world, and he's genuinely curious about the characters of other people and wants to hear what they have to say, even if those things are things that he disagrees with. And he's able to find friendships with people that he might have extreme political disagreements with. He'll go on and say, like, yeah, I love Ben Shapiro. He's a smart guy. He's a good friend, but I completely disagree with him on, like, gay marriage, and I think that's stupid, right? And I love Joe Rogan for that. I think that there should be more people like that. Unfortunately, yeah, there's a lot of people who don't think for themselves. And then there's also a lot of people who don't expect other people to be able to think for themselves and look at someone being featured on Joe Rogan's podcast as kind of an endorsement, when I don't think that that's necessarily the case. Yeah, anyway. It's got a lot of bad editing, and the shots are poorly... Oh, yeah. And then what else did I want to throw in here? Alex Jones is a bit more of a meme than Ben Shapiro, but yeah.
Poorly framed and nothing looks aesthetically pleasing, and it looks like they filmed the whole thing on shitty TV quality cameras. The main character is a woman. TV quality cameras. The main character is a woman.
Yeah, Dave Rubin. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, Dave Rubin is basically like a mouthpiece that just nods along with the people that he invites on his show. Joe Rogan challenges people, right? Joe Rogan's not afraid to question people on their beliefs. Whereas Dave Rubin is like an actual fucking idiot. He's so stupid. Dave Rubin is like so weird in the sense that like every single video that you see him in, he's like, "Whoa, I'm a nice guy." Bleh. And then on Twitter, he's like so needlessly like cocky and aggressive. And it's just like, you look at the differences between his like video persona and what he is on Twitter, and it's like, who the fuck is this guy? I'd like to think that like me on Twitter is pretty consistent with who I am in this stream right now. Right? I'd like to think that. I'm hoping that, you know, you look at one of my tweets and it's like, yeah, this is something that I would say on a stream or something like that. Dave Rubin, it's like extreme differences in that sense. Yeah.
Whose sister has been missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary, the main character.
Oh boy! Man, I gotta pee again already. But I also drank this again already, which would explain why I have to pee again already. Furry me on Twitter or professional me? They're the same! What do you mean? There's nothing on my furry Twitter that I've posted that isn't something I would say in this stream, and there's nothing on my professional Twitter that I've posted that I wouldn't say on this stream and haven't said on this stream. I've talked about how I want to bang Scar from The Lion King, and I've talked about political opinions, I've talked about movies, and I've made angry rants, you know? I'm pretty consistent. I would say. Well, here's the thing about H3. Is he did make videos that got very popular because they were really, really funny. And people loved them. And people loved watching his relationship with Hila also on the Ethan and Hila channel. They loved, you know, having her as this sidekick character. And they were basically like the modern internet age version of like a celebrity couple like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They became super, super fucking famous. You know, they got to start hanging out with Post Malone and like Justin Roiland and like real celebrities and shit. And after a certain point, you know, Hila's clothing fashion business took off. I'd assume they were making like probably more money from that than even their YouTube channel. And they were like, you know what? Let's just do a podcast, and then we're not going to have to make these other videos anymore. They clearly put a lot more thought, time, and effort into those other videos. But if they want to just check out and have a constant stream of income without doing any real work, who's to fucking blame them, honestly? I think a lot of people would jump at that opportunity. To just show up and talk about shit. And have sponsors and ads running out your ass. And yeah, I get it. Like, everybody's a little bit disappointed that they kind of abandoned the other videos, but you can't really blame them in a sense. I would say like that the only part that kind of makes it shitty is that there was never any direct communication that that's what they were doing. They kind of just like abandoned it quietly. So H3H3 doesn't do research on his political views though. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch the podcast. Nobody has to watch it. They're still making bank even if they don't have the podcast. Even if they kill the podcast, I'm assuming they could still afford their $9 million home just off of the clothing line. So, I don't know. I don't watch it. Like, yeah, I'm also a determinist. Who does? I don't know. I don't know who watches the H3 podcast. I really don't. Thank you, James Head. I try to be a real person, you know. I'm gonna make another drink, I'm gonna pee, and then I'm gonna try my best to just go full force into the rest of this review that I'm not gonna be able to finish tonight, but want to get a bit more done, so BRB. All right. All right, I'll do another like hour of this. And then I might play some fucking Halo. Is a woman whose sister has been missing for 2 years, and all right, so I'm gonna go. That's not what I want. I should also do this, and then when I move it over, it won't go here, it'll go on top. On shitty TV quality cameras. The main character is a woman whose sister has been missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary of years, and the main character is a woman whose sister has been missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary, on the second anniversary, and missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary of her sister's disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the free. Where the so then they go anniversary of her sister's disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her and she's disappearance, she's like, maybe it also she's like, I guess you need some I'm going to sleep in the freezer. Disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her and she's like, freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her and she's like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her and she's like, sister's disappearance. good night. And then her friend finds her and she's like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to... Please explain your upstream color interpretation on the cast. Yes, I will. It's very, it's like, it's not like super out there, uninterpretable David Lynch sort of thing. Like, there's a very clear thing that's happening. It just doesn't hold your hand in terms of it, like, helping you understand what's happening, in terms of, like, telling the story. 2 years, and on the second anniversary of her sister's disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her and she's like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the counselor and you should go see a mental help. You should go see a help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the film. Since is like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the counselor and I guess he had a really dry mouth this day. Maybe it also...
Was it Cal who said I should come in?
Well, you've every right to sit in silence for the whole hour. But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie.
She's no right to just disappear. I mean, people don't, not in a small...
Do you think Annie might have taken it into her head to start a new life?
No.
To start a new life?
She's not like that. No. Anyway, her bank account and
anything that's helped you cope with
the pills block the edges. I make you sleep with her up your mouth. Can I?
Anything else?
Sounds really bad. You know, they used to cry hymns and a grave. Try and get.
Awful to live with such. Must be awful to live with such uncertainty. Must be awful to live with such uncertainty.
Yeah. What if the police missed some really important? What if she wasn't? You'll never find out. Of not knowing.
What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have. What I'm hearing is just how.
Yeah. And no bloody.
Kath's Warbrick, 33, referred by Blackpool as suicide, obsessive social withdrawal. Should know it. But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? Must be awful to live with such uncertainty. What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also... Yeah, sure. Her voice is ridiculously high. A counselor. And then we get to the counselor, and I guess he had a really dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little.
A really dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you...
Dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? Must be awful to live with such uncertainty. What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had some...
Must be awful to live with such uncertainty. That's helped you cope with your pain. What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also...
What I'm hearing anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they record.
Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have. But now that you're here, perhaps you could... Now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also...
I need some sort of visual to go along with it.
But now that you're here, now that you're here, perhaps you could, perhaps you're here, perhaps you could, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me.
All right, let's see how this works.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little.
That does not work. Let's try just zooming in. So, like, in the Frozen review, I zoomed in on someone's mouth, basically. And I don't know if that's going to work here, because this isn't even a shot of the person.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking.
Maybe it's fine without the visual. I think it, doesn't really need that, because you guys are complaining about the lip smacking, so obviously you hear it.
I guess he had a really dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they recorded the audio, because you can always hear so much white noise. And I guess he had a really dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they record.
Here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they recorded the audio, because you can always hear so much white noise throughout the...
Many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they recorded the audio, because you can always hear so much white noise. Recorded the audio, because you can always hear so much white noise throughout the course of this film. Since this movie is called Frozen, they try very, very hard to make it a part of the theme, I guess. We get a lot of...
of this film. Since this movie is called Frozen, they try very, very hard to make it a part of the theme, I guess. We get a lot of annoying and poorly filmed scene transitions, and the character's dialogue keeps talking about and the character's transitions, and the character's dialogue keeps part of the theme, I guess. We get a lot of annoying and poorly filmed scene transitions, and the character's dialogue keeps talking about being Mouse, what the fuck? Are you dying again already, you fucking piece of shit Apple bullshit product? Fuck you. Go back!
Mothership probably be... Tell me what you're feeling.
What I'm feeling is, why did I listen to that nosy cow who said I should come here?
Well, you've every right to sit in silence for the whole hour. But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie.
She's no right to just disappear like that. I mean, people don't just vanish. Not in a small town like Fleetwood, no. You can't even nip off to Blackpool for a dirty weekend without getting sussed.
Do you think Annie might have taken it into her head to start a new life?
No, she's not like that, not Annie. No, she'd never go without telling me. Anyway, her passport is still on the dressing table, and her bank account hasn't been touched.
Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain?
The pills help a bit, block things out, soften the edges like cotton wool. They make you sleepy though, and dry up your mouth. Can I have some of these?
Anything else?
Sounds really bad, but even finding her body would help. At least it'd be certain, something to cry about. I could have a funeral and hymns and my grave, and then, then try and get on with life.
Must be awful to live with such uncertainty.
Yeah. I can't stop making a list of what ifs. I mean, what if I popped in for breakfast like I sometimes did? What if the police missed some really important clue? What if she wasn't happy and I hadn't guessed? What if I never find out and there's nothing? Except more waiting, more of this frozen limbo of not knowing.
What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Yeah. And no bloody answers.
Kath Warbrick, 33, referred by Blackpool General following a suicide attempt on the second anniversary of her sister's disappearance. Obsessive thinking, some social withdrawal, sense of a frozen void within.
I have surgery.
Sense of a frozen void within.
And shit.
Sense of a
and the character's dialogue keeps talking about being frozen and shit.
Sense of a frozen void within.
So she goes
void within.
So she goes to the police station and they're like,
Sense of a frozen void within.
So she goes to the police station and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's home and she's can play it and she
frozen void within.
So she goes to the police station and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's been 2 years, but here's some security camera footage from the here's some
British Sports Yard. Associated British Sports.
from the last still missing. It's been two years, but here's some security camera footage from the last time she was seen. So she tried.
Frozen void within.
So she goes to the police station and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's been 2 years, but here's some security camera footage from. So she goes to the police station and they're like, the video at home and she's only. So she goes to the police station and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's been 2 years, but here's some security camera footage from the last time she was seen. So she tries playing the video. She was seen. So she tries playing the video at home and she's only getting like dots. Last time she was seen. So she tries playing the video at home and she's only getting like dots and flash. Like dots and. Like dots and. She's only getting like dots and flashes and stuff, and so then she goes to the and she's only getting and she goes to home and she's only getting like dots and flashes and stuff, and so then she goes to the place but then she
just handed it over.
Yeah, weren't meant to, so for God's sake don't tell no one. This copper reckons seeing the last known picture of him might help. I tried to play it last night and I just got like dots and flashes and...
I'm not surprised. They're encoded for security purposes.
She goes to the place where the security footage was recorded, and apparently the VHS tape was encoded. So she plays.
They only work on our system. I'm not surprised. They're encoded for security purposes. They only work on our system.
Encoded?
They're encoded.
Encoded?
They're encoded for security.
Encoded?
They're encoded for.
I'm just working, you know.
Security purposes. They only work on our system.
$209, $157. Flashes and stuff, and so then she goes to the place where the stuff, and so then she goes to the place where the security footage was recorded, and apparently the VHS tape was encoded.
They're encoded for security purposes. They only work on our system.
So she plays it on their system. So she plays it.
On our system.
So she plays it on their. So she plays it. So she plays it on their. Oh my god, my mouse is dying again. I actually have to change the batteries. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Why do the batteries last not any time at all? This fucking Logitech battery that I have right here for my PC lasts like, I don't know, a year? Like, this lasts like a month and a half. I hate Apple so much. I need to get a new mouse. I hate it. I hate it so much. Is sneezing a symptom for COVID-19? I understand that fever is a symptom.
Work on our system.
So she plays it on their system, which is the only system.
Our system.
So she plays it on their system, which is the only system that can play it, and which is the only.
For the future, try not to get your batteries to 0%. That degrades them. This isn't like a rechargeable battery. These are AA batteries. I don't know why they don't last. Like, am I cool with people covering my songs? Yes. There's no good reason why they shouldn't last.
System, which is the only system that can play it, and she's like, wow, that is my sister from 2 years ago. Zoom, and 2 years ago. Tapes and find one. Play it, and she's like, wow, that is my sister from 2 years ago. Zoom, play it, and she's like, wow. She's like, wow, that is my sister from 2 years ago. Zoom, enhance. Out for a bit, and 2 years ago. Zoom, enhance, feet. 2 feet, please.
Where's that clip? Where did I put it? Is it in the footage file? Oh, here it is.
Feet. 2 feet. Feet. 2 feet, please. Feet. 2 feet, please. Feet. 2 feet, please. So then she's feet. 2 feet, please. 2 feet, please. Feet. 2 feet, please. So then she stands. So then she's please. So then she then she stands in the spot. Feet. 2 feet, please. So then she stands in the spot where her sister was.
Thanks, DJ Core 3, 5 Core 3.
In the spot where
What is she doing?
That was 30 minutes.
This movie is so stupid.
please. So then she stands in the spot where her sister was, and then she starts tripping out for a bit.
There he is.
Thank you, Walpurgisnacht.
Stands in the spot where her sister was, and then she starts tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images. Why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time. In the spot where her sister was, and then she starts tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So, like shit, and then she's bugging, but she can only to work in this camera. Tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So then they sister was, and then she starts tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. She's back. Back. So then they go digging through, and they go bed and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So then they go digging through more tapes, and then she's back. So then they go for bed and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So then they go digging through more tapes and find one from the other security camera that's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time. And then she's back. So then they go digging through more tapes and find one from the other security camera that's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she? Then she talks with this camera that's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time code. She walked past it's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time code. She walked past one of them, and then if she should have walked past the second one, or walked backwards and back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the counselor the bar, and then she hangs out with this asshole, and then she goes back
one of them, and then if she should have walked past the second one or walked backwards and back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the council. What? Then we learn that So then she stands in the spot where her sister was, and she starts tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So then they go digging through more tapes and find one from the other security camera that's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time code. She walked past one of them, and then if she should have walked past the second one or walked backwards and back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the counselor has a disabled wife, and he loves jogging, but she...
This is a goal, or the... I suppose. What gets me is by rights, I'm the one who should have vanished. Manny.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's alright, is it? Yeah. I was a wild one, see? I mean, always reckon I couldn't rock her. Not Annie, though. No, she was a good girl. What's that for? Oh, skin fire.
Parents sometimes categorize their children, the good one, the bad one. But the truth's more complex than that.
No, when Mum died, I got worse. I couldn't afford to drink every night, drugs were cheaper. Headmistress caught me smoking a joint in toilets and booted me out of school, so I chucked a brick through a window. Spent the night with the police, so I didn't give a shit.
And what did Annie do?
Fetched me home. Yeah, spent months struggling to keep me on the straight and narrow. When I finally calmed down a bit, I tried to make it up to her. Poor Annie. She must be missing Mum as well. Anyway, after watching the tape, I went down there.
Yeah.
It's bloody spooky. It makes you feel like you're in between two places, one that's real and one that isn't. And I had this vision, suppose you call it, weird, fucking trippy, and I've not taken anything, that's what you're thinking.
And crossed my mind.
When people see something that isn't there, so do you think it means anything?
What? Then we learn that the counselor has a disabled wife, and counselor has a disabled wife, has a disabled counselor has a disabled wife, and he... Then she goes back... wife, and he loves jogging, but she... wife, and he loves jogging, but she can only... jogging, but she can only sit, and it's very sad. Then she talks with... It's all just... Then she talks with this woman, and then she goes to... Yeah, really, really basic coverage for what I'm doing here. This woman, and then she goes... and she goes to the bar, and then... and then she goes to the bar, and then she hangs out with this asshole, and then she goes. And then she hangs out with this asshole, and then she goes. And then she goes back to work, and this guy.
looks like that.
This asshole, and then she goes back to work, and this guy won't stop hitting on her. Oh, look, ice! Stop hitting on her. Stop hitting on her. Oh, look, ice, very frozen. Then she goes back to this. Very frozen. Then she goes back to stop hitting on her. Oh, look, ice. Ice. This guy won't stop hitting on her. Oh, look, ice, very frozen. Then she goes back to hitting on her. Oh, look, ice, very frozen. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down with the security. It's so dumb. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down. Frozen. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down with the security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look at the plot. Epic stare down with the security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look fierce. Goes back to very frozen. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down with the security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look fierce and confused at the same time. It's all just Emma is sure and picks security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look fierce and confused at the same time. It's all just very awkward. Then we're back at time. It's all just time. It's all just time. It's all just very awkward. Then we're back at the beach where Hideo Kojima and confused at the same time. It's all just very awkward. Then we're back at the beach. Then we're back awkward. Then we're back awkward. Then we're back awkward. Then we're back at the beach where Hideo Kojima awkward. Then we're back at the beach where got sand in her hand. At the beach where Hideo Kojima is sure to reveal more about the plot. She sees her It's all just very awkward. Then we're back at the beach where Hideo Kojima is sure to reveal more about the plot. She sees her sister in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored and runs for a sister in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored and picks up some sand and then, oh no, we're back here in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored. Teleporting, so now she's her world sort of things. She's back looking at the other tape. She is now yeah, send it to an enhancement facility. She's like, see, it's real. Then he's sister in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored and picks up some sand and then oh no, and then oh no, we're back. Oh no, we're plot. She sees her sister in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored and picks up some sand and then oh no, we're back here and she's got sand in her hand, I guess. Up until this point I assumed that beach was just a sand and then oh no, we're back here and she's got sand in her hand, I guess. Up until this point I assumed that going from the security camera place to her hand, I guess. Up until this point I assumed that going from the security camera place to the beach was just place to the beach to the beach to the beach. I assumed that going from the security camera place to the beach was just a transition of a scene, but apparently she's actually of a scene, but apparently of a scene, but apparently she's actually teleporting somewhere. It's like this weird other world sort of thing. So now transition of a scene, but apparently she's actually teleporting somewhere. It's like this weird other world sort of thing. So now she's back and she has sand. But apparently it's just a transition of a scene, but apparently she's actually teleporting somewhere. It's like this weird teleport a transition of a scene, but apparently she's actually teleporting somewhere. It's like this weird other world sort of thing. So now she's back and she has this weird other world sort of thing. So now she's back and she has sand, I guess. Then she's back looking at yeah, it's a dumb movie. It's not very good. It's kind of fucking dumb. All right, let's see how this is so far. Well, we did it, guys. We're only 100% to 1 million subscribers. Now, I didn't really want to make a video that does nothing other than acknowledge this, especially considering that beyond our own human interpretation, this number doesn't have any more significance than literally any other number in existence. Like somebody forgot to tell anyone that during the Y2K craze. I almost feel like I should have made a happy 92,817 video or some shit. Hi, welcome to my channel where I take the fun out of everything. Anyway, I still do appreciate it, and I figured what better way to show my appreciation than to finally getting around to reviewing the movie that nobody has seen, Frozen. Yep, there's another one. Frozen is a thriller from the UK that won the Audience Award at the 2005 Commonwealth Film Festival. It's got a lot of bad editing, and the shots are poorly framed, and nothing looks aesthetically pleasing, and it looks like they filmed the whole thing on shitty TV quality cameras. The main character is a woman whose sister has been missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary of her sister's disappearance, sister has been missing for 2 years, and on the second anniversary of her sister's disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her, and she's like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the counselor, and I guess he had a really dry... Her friend finds her, and she's like... I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the mental help. You should go see some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the counselor, and I guess he had a really dry mouth this day. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to his disappearance, she's like, I'm going to sleep in the freezer, good night. And then her friend finds her, and she's like, I guess you need some mental help. You should go see a counselor. And then we get to the counselor, and I guess he had a really dry mouth this day.
But now that you're here, perhaps you could try talking a little. Tell me about Annie. Have you found anything that's helped you cope with your pain? What I'm hearing is just how many questions you have.
Maybe it also had something to do with the way that they recorded the audio, because you can always hear so much white noise throughout the course of this film. Since this movie's called Frozen, they try very, very hard to make it a part of the theme, I guess. We get a lot of annoying and poorly filmed scene transitions, and the character's dialogue keeps talking about being frozen and shit.
Sense of a frozen void within.
So she goes to the police station, and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's been 2 years, but here's some security camera footage from the last time she... Yep. Police station, and they're like, yep, she is in fact still missing. It's been 2 years, but here's some security camera footage from the last time she was seen. So she tries playing the video at home, and she's only getting like dots and flashes and stuff, and so then she goes to the place where the security footage was recorded, and apparently the VHS tape was encoded.
They're encoded for security purposes. They only work on our system.
So she plays it on their system, which is the only system that can play it, and she's like, wow, that is my sister from 2 years ago. Zoom, enhance, feet, 2 feet, please. So then she stands in the spot where her sister was, and then she starts tripping out for a bit and seeing all these images that look like shit, and then she's back. So then they go digging through more tapes and find one from the other security camera that's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time code. She walked past 231 to 242. They're like, why? That's very close by, and they're like, why didn't she show up on this one? It's the same time code. She walked past one of them, and then if she should have walked past the second one, or walked backwards and back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the counselor has a back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the counselor has and back to the first one. What? Then we learn that the counselor has a disabled wife, and he loves jogging, but she can only sit, and it's very sad. Then she talks to this woman, and then she goes to the bar, and then she hangs out with this asshole, and then she goes back to work, and this guy won't stop hitting on her. Oh, look, ice, very frozen. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down with the security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look fierce and confused at the same time. It's all just very awkward. Then we're back. Gotta love these zooms here. Zooms are good for comedic purpose. Then she goes back to this spot and has a pretty epic stare down with the security camera. I'm assuming the director told her to look fierce and confused at the same time. It's all just very awkward. Then we're back at the beach where Hideo Kojima is sure to reveal more about the plot. She sees her sister in the distance and runs for a bit and then gets bored and picks up some sand, and then, oh no, we're back here and she's got sand in her hand, I guess. Up until this point, I assumed that going from the security camera place to the beach was just a transition of a scene, but apparently she's actually teleporting somewhere. It's like this weird other world sort of thing. So now she's back and she has sand, I guess. Then she's back looking at the video. So far, so good. I think I'm going to finish this tomorrow, and I'm going to play a bit of Halo before I go to bed. Frozen. Who is Gus Fring? I don't know who the fuck that is. All right. So I'm going to set up Halo. You just ordered pizza? Crazy. Well, if you have to answer the door for your pizza, that's fine. You can leave me hanging for a bit. All right. I'm going to set this shit up. Hold on. Sriracha on pizza is delicious. I can confirm. That is a delicious thing. So yeah, I should be able to finish that tomorrow. So I started on it at the right time because I think I'll probably hit 1 million subscribers either tomorrow or the next day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to end the stream and then I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm just going to set up the Halo thing and then, yeah. So see you in 10 minutes and then I'm going to stream that for a little bit. Peace for now.